Okay, good evening, everybody. We're live now. So for this evening's episode,
Turn off the camera.
all right. So for this evening's episode, we're going to be looking at weather and climate, Unit 5 from our science workbook, page 35. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
All right. So it says, weather is with us all the time. Now, something that we can get away from is there with us all the time. Shanice, I don't like how your background looks. I'm not certain if I'm seeing a picture and then behind that I'm actually seeing a background. I'm asking you to sort that out for me quickly. Turn off the camera completely or whatever profile pic you have. Pardon me?
So that is her profile picture. Her camera is not.
All right, very good. So it says in some places it changes from day to day. And we can therefore say that weather is the what?
Daily condition
the daily condition of the atmosphere at a specific place and at a specific time. Meteorology is the study of what?
Weather.
Right? And a meteorologist is the person who does what?
Studies the weather.
All right. So what's a prediction then?
A prediction. The weather will be like. It's called the forecast.
A prediction.
What are some of the things that we use to predict the weather?
Satellites, the weather balloon, radar.
Satellites.
Radar and satellites.
All right, fair enough. Old people used to predict the weather using what?
Cows.
Okay, cows. Hold on, somebody microphone out, bad man. How would they use the cows to know?
So when the cows when it's going to rain, the cows always come in, sir, and when it's not going to rain, it will not come in.
Very good. So cows usually head home whenever the rain is going to fall. That's one. What about ants?
Yes, sir. So when you see them with their nest moving.
No man, somebody's microphone not sound good at all. So the ants would also, go to higher ground depending on where they were. Okay. What about plants?
Sir.
Any plants would tell us?
Yes, sir.
Shame old lady.
Shame old lady would also be one of those things. Whenever the shame old lady or touch me not closes up, then we know that there's a change in the weather that is coming. All right. So let's look at some of the elements of weather now and how they can be measured. So we have temperature, rain, sunshine, cloud, wind speed and wind direction, air pressure and dew are all called elements of
Weather.
All right, I want you now to tell me what the elements of weather are, please.
So
Cloud, rain,
No, in the order that they are in the book here. Go ahead.
temperature, rain, sunshine, clouds, wind speed, wind direction, air pressure, and
dew.
All right. So it says temperature is the amount of heat in the what?
atmosphere.
And temperature is really a measure of how
Hot or cold something is.
cold. Who is talking now?
Roger.
Me?
All right, stop.
Yes, it was you.
Talk for me, Shanice. Let me hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Aline, talk for me. Let me hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. TC, talk. Let me hear you.
Yes, sir.
Corey,
Yes, sir.
somebody's talking real close to the microphone, so it's causing a rattle there. Let's try not to do that. So let's go again. So temperature is the measure of the amount of what in the atmosphere?
Hot or cold?
No, no, no. That's not what the book says. The amount of what?
Heat.
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 All right. And that is how hot or cold something is. That's what temperature is. The instrument that is used to measure how hot or cold the atmosphere or the temperature of the atmosphere is. What is that instrument called? Rajay?
Thermometer.
Thermometer. The readings are given in what?
Celsius.
Degrees
No, no, no. They are
Celsius.
given in
Degrees
degrees. Degrees.
Celsius.
And for the metric system, we use Celsius. That word degrees, based on our discussion in class, that word degrees can have several meanings. Could you give me some of the meanings of the word degree? Talia?
Second again.
Sir,
Sir,
I'm
may I?
coming.
Go,
So
go
I have
ahead,
to
Corey.
take out the earphones.
Okay, go ahead, Corey.
Sir, degree as in what you get in university or college, or as in this case, telling temperature.
Yes, one more meaning.
I'm not sure of the other meaning.
All right. Are you
Sir,
back, Talia?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. One other meaning for degree.
So you said that, sir, I'm coming, sir. My mommy has to do something for the tablet, sir, because it's not working properly.
All right. All right. So let's go now. One. Anybody else? One other meaning.
sir, you use it and the lines of latitude and longitude.
Okay, so degree could also measure angular distance, north or south or east or west.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good. That's good,
Sir,
TC.
I'm back.
I still have one more. All right, I'll help you out. The extent to which something happens, the degree to which it happens. Okay, you remember
Yes,
that
sir.
one?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Sir,
So we had used several examples, right? So he's suffering from a very bad cold. The degree to which he is now in bed. Okay, so it's
Yes,
just
sir.
it's showing the extent to which this thing is happening. All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
bear that in mind. So words that have the same spelling but different meanings. What are those words called? Can I hear you, Shanice?
Sir, homophones.
No, not homophones. Homophones are the ones that have the same sound, like bear,
Homonyms.
bear, and bear.
Homonyms.
Homonyms. All right. So let's move on now. So we go now, and we should note also, Rajay, that they don't have to measure it only in Celsius, but they can also measure it in degrees. What?
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. Excellent. So let's go to rain. Rain is the drops of water which fall from the what?
Cloud.
So rain is
cloud.
really one form of what? Starting with P.
Particle.
No, sir. We did this when we were looking at the water cycle. One form of what?
Precipitation.
Precipitation.
Precipitation. Excellent. Other forms include what? Snow and hail and so on.
Hail.
All right.
Sleet.
The amount, yes, the amount of rain that falls in a particular area is measured by an instrument called a rain.
Gauge.
No,
Gauge.
sir. No, no, no.
Gauge.
God. Gauge.
Gauge.
Very good. Rainfall is measured in what?
Milliliters.
Millimeters.
Millimeters. So next we have clouds. Clouds are responsible for many aspects of rain. They give some of the best clues
Weather,
as
sir.
to what the weather, as to what the weather will be like in the next few hours or days. Clouds are formed when water vapor in the air condenses into tiny droplets of water.
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 So when water vapor, which is a gas, condenses, meaning that it gets cool and changes from a liquid state, from a gaseous state to a liquid state, we call that condensation. The amount of clouds in the sky is estimated in eighths, called what?
Octave.
Octave. The movement, height, and shape of clouds can indicate the type of weather that is likely to occur. Clouds can be high, medium, or what?
Low.
Or low. There are three main types of clouds. They are cirrus, which means what?
Feathery.
Feathery. Cumulus, which means what?
Heaped.
And stratus, which means
Layered.
layered. And here we have the diagrams of them. All right. Some people used to say that the cirrus clouds look like horse tail. I don't know if your teacher has ever said that to you, right?
No.
Other words used to
No.
describe that would be wispy, right?
What is it, sir?
Wispy, all right? But
Oh.
feathery will work as well. Let's turn over now from page 57. No, not 57. 35 rather to 36. It says clouds are thin. Cirrus clouds are thin, white, and what? What's that word that I was talking about just a while ago?
Wispy.
Wispy clouds that often look like long strands of white hair against a blue sky. What type of clouds are cirrus clouds? They are what?
High.
High clouds, which usually indicate what type of weather?
Fair.
Fair weather, meaning it won't rain. Things are nice outside. Cumulus clouds, though, look like separate puffs of what?
Cotton.
Cotton wool in a blue sky. They are high clouds and usually bring fair weather. All right, now stratus clouds form thin wavy layers across the sky. They are medium level clouds and usually bring rain when they are what?
Dark gray.
Dark gray. Now cumulonimbus clouds are large, heavy, dark, low clouds that are always associated with what? Thunder,
Showers.
thunderstorms, and thunder showers. All right. So let's know the portion of the sky which is covered at any point, we would call that portion as experiencing some type of what?
Cloud cover.
Cloud cover. And here we have different symbols here. So when it's completely empty, what type of sky is that?
Clear.
When we have a quarter, it indicates a what? Quarter of the sky is covered. A half of it is shaded.
Half of the sky.
3/4 is shaded. Therefore, what?
Rest of the sky is covered.
All right. So Corey, I want you to read the next bullet point for me.
Wind is moving air. It has a great effect on our lives. Sometimes it blows gently and gives refreshing breeze. At other times it blows strongly, creating glade storms, hurricanes, and causes widespread damage to properties and death to people and animals.
Hold on. That word, Gales. Call that word for me again.
Glades.
No. Gales.
Oh.
All right. Call the word for me.
Gales.
Gales. All right. All right. So let's go. The anemometer. Sure, Niece, let me hear from you.
The anemometer is an instrument which is used to measure wind speed.
All right. I was asking Chernice. Chernice, the wind vane.
The wind vane is used to measure the direction from which the wind is blowing.
Okay. So now here we have examples of the anemometer and we have examples of the wind vane listed there. We also have the Beaufort wind scale, which was used way back in 1805 to help sailors to understand the types of winds that there were and how they could be categorized. So let's look at a 0 on the scale. That describes what type of wind? And it is less than what? Less than 1 kilometer per hour. However, we have a light breeze that represents a what? 2 on the scale. And that is anywhere between 8 to 11
kilometers per hour.
kilometers per hour. We have a gentle breeze between
3.
15 and
Three
90
in
kilometers per hour,
kilometers
and that
per
Kilometers.
hour.
represents a 3. All right.
Yes.
What about a gale?
A gale
Sir,
61 to 73 kilometers per hour.
All right. What about a storm?
94
sir, 94 to 100.
94 to
19
119 kilometers per hour.
You see, always remember this. Anything that is 100, more than 120 kilometers per hour, will be
It's a
classified as a hurricane.
hurricane.
Now, remember,
hurricane.
we have different categories of hurricane. You know, because you have what category
Category
one,
1, category
category
2,
2,
category
category 3,
3, category
category
4.
4, and category 5. Right, and
Yes.
each category is based on the strength of the hurricane and the type of damage that it will do based on that, right?
Sir.
So
Sir.
Yes, sir.
but to get to hurricane status, you must be 100 and greater than 120
120.
kilometers per hour.
Oh,
Anybody has ideas, any idea how they get information about hurricanes? Anybody?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir,
One at a time, one at a time.
Sir, by 100 meters.
No?
Who's going to go
Sir,
outside with
no,
anemometer
sir,
and
may
stand up in the
I?
hurricane?
Sir, may
Go.
I?
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, they send out weather balloons over the Atlantic Ocean and it scans the area.
Okay.
sir,
Um,
sir, they can use the
what?
satellites
Good. I much prefer that one. So satellites can be used, and
and
they
then
look
they
at the
send it to the
cloud
radio.
patterns that are there. But there's something else that they do, something
Sir,
that you might not think of.
sir, they send it to the weather station, and then the meteorologist talks on the TV.
No, not that easy.
Sir,
Go
they send
ahead.
like planes that manage the strength of the storm and they look.
Have you ever heard the term a hurricane hunter?
Yes, sir, that's what I was.
No, sir.
A hurricane hunter, they have special aircrafts that fly into the hurricane. And when they fly into the hurricane, that aircraft is like a flying weather station. So it does all types of readings so they can know the strength of the storm, how the cone, the eye looks, and all of that to determine if the storm will continue um traveling in that direction and if it's likely to strengthen or weaken and stuff like that. All right. So you have people who are paid to do that. All right. And that helps to make the prediction more accurate as to what the storm will do. All right. So
So they're
let's
basically paid to risk their lives.
true. Let's go on now to page 37. When the atmosphere contains a lot of water vapor, the weather is described as
Humid.
humid. The warmer the
Humidity.
air, the more moisture it can hold.
Cold.
The more water vapor in the atmosphere, the higher the humidity. Humidity is the amount of what?
Water vapor in the
Water vapor in the atmosphere. The high what?
atmosphere.
Hydrometer is an instrument. Hygrometer is an instrument that measures humidity.
Humidity.
So there are times when you feel sticky because you are sweating, but that water cannot evaporate from your skin and get into the air because the air already has close to as much water as it can hold, right? So we say that the place is humid. Sometimes just after the rain falls, you are sweating and it's like the sweat can't come off you and you're hot, right? So that can help to describe that situation. Let me see. Shanice, read due for me.
Dew.
Where
When the sun
the sun has
No. Shanice.
when the sun has set, the ground begins to lose its heat. The air does not lose heat so fast, so the ground becomes cooler than the air above. Dew is formed when excess water vapor in the atmosphere condenses on objects outside that are near to the ground. For example, plants and the window panes. The temperature at which dew starts to form is called the dew point.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if me get this right now, Shanice. So when the rain just barely falling outside, and I say that the rain is dewing, that is correct?
No, sir.
What should I say?
Sir, it's a small downpour.
Ah, I like that. That's not what I'm looking for though. Anybody else?
So it's drizzling.
Okay. That is more of what people are trying to say. That they have a what? A drizzle. Now, anybody wants to look for the definition for drizzle?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Go ahead.
Thing.
So we need to correct some of these things that we commonly hear people saying. Or it come out of rain before you catch cold. True? Haven't we heard older people saying that?
Yes,
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 sir.
sir.
Who
sir.
has found it? Go ahead.
Light rain
Is a
falling
like
in very
No.
fine
One.
drops.
Sherney, go again.
Light rain falling in very fine drops.
So
Or
it's
rain.
yes. So light rain falling in very small. My definition says fine drops. All
Yes,
right, so
sir.
that's good enough. So let's go now to air pressure. What's air pressure? Let's take TC. TC, please read this for me.
The Earth is surrounded by a layer of air that presses down on the Earth. This pressing, uh, this pressing down of air is called air pressure. You do not normally feel this pressure because there is an equal pressure inside your body that is pushing outwards. If the air is cold, it sinks, pushing down to create a higher pressure on Earth. If the air is warm, it rises and so there is a lower pressure on the Earth. Low air pressure brings stormy weather, while high air pressure brings fair weather. Temperature can also make a difference in air pressure. The barometer is an instrument that measures air pressure.
All right. So, and here we have an example of a barometer, a simple barometer. All right. And
Yes, sir.
I think that air pressure is measured in millibars, what they call millibars. So
Sir,
climate now. Go ahead.
sir, the barometer looks exactly like a thermometer.
Kind of, but you see, the thermometer has an enclosed base, so
Yes,
nothing from outside can act on it. However, this barometer, if you look, the
yes,
base
sir.
is open, so the
So,
air can act on the water, forcing it or causing it to change its level in the tube that's there. All right.
yes.
So let's look at climate now. Let's
climate.
go.
Time.
Go, Mr. Allen. Mr.
Climate.
Allen. Allen, go ahead.
So me. I said, oh, climate. Climate is the average weather condition of a place over many years, usually for 30 years or more. Factors that affect climate are latitude, places near to the equator of hot climate, while places far from the equator of a cold climate. Altitude, high above sea level.
Height,
The
height.
higher a place is, the colder the climate. Yes, I, a place is, the colder the climate is. It is likely to have distance from the sea. Places far from the sea usually get less rain than places near.
Hold on. Let's talk about this a little. So I am thinking that latitude, it says the closer we are to the equator, the warmer we are. Let me think of a place that is 90 degrees south of the equator. What is this place called? Corey?
That is it.
Yes, sir.
A place 90 degrees south of the equator.
Antarctica.
Is it cold?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hold on. Let's try again. What animal lives down there again? What popular animal lives down there?
Polar
Penguin.
bear.
Sir, Paul bear.
No, 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 no. We don't have polar bears to the south.
Penguin.
All right, so penguin live there.
Penguin.
Let's go 90 degrees north.
Polar bear.
No, sir. Santa Claus.
Yeah, sure. You go look for Santa Claus up there. Right? So we will find another cold area or cold zone near the poles or surrounding the poles. Right?
Excuse me, sir.
The North Pole will see animals such as the polar bear living there. Okay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
We
go
are
ahead.
mammals, sir, so we're animals. So Santa Claus is an animal.
All right.
Sir, it was
I'm not going there with you.
Sahara Desert had snow.
Pardon me? Go ahead. That's where I'm going now to altitude.
Sahara
Somebody.
Desert had
The Sahara had snow the other day. Based on how cold the place was and certain wind patterns, they actually had snow in the desert. That don't seem to make any sense, not true?
snow.
Does but you can Google it and look, because when I saw it, I was like, this nothing can go so. It's impossible.
Doing.
But there was since this year when they had that big snowstorm in the US, snow actually fell, or you could see ice in the desert. Because in the day it is hot, but in the night it gets very cold. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hold on. Let me see.
Talia.
All right.
What? Look at the picture.
Hold a second. I am gonna switch over. Are you guys seeing this? Look
No, sir.
look on my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It says inside snow in the Sahara desert, right?
Oh.
So here's desert, and we are actually seeing what? Snow.
Snow.
A rare icy bout has brought snow. Right, so this is something. Snow fell in whatever this place is near northern Algeria on Sunday. Right? You see?
Reggie, you're breathing hard in the earphone.
Sir.
All right. So
Wow.
so it is possible. It is possible. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. But that's not what comes to mind when I think of altitude, though. Anybody want? Well, you guys know what comes to my mind whenever I think about altitude.
Hey, like the Blue Mountains.
No, snowfall on the Blue Mountain? Not at
No,
all.
sir.
Come.
Alaska.
No. I'm thinking of something else.
New York.
I'm thinking of somewhere else.
The Himalayas. What?
Florida.
Kilimanjaro.
Sir,
Aha, there I have it.
Mount Everest.
Mountain Kilimanjaro.
Are you guys seeing the screen?
Yes, sir. Sir, what ako dito?
What's on the
Sir,
screen?
just cut out.
Okay.
Mountain
Mountain.
Kilimanjaro, Marathon.
All right. Now listen to this. Here is a mountain rather, that is in Africa, and we know that the equator goes through Africa. This is in Eastern Africa, right? And here it is. We say that it is snow capped, meaning that what?
Yes, sir.
The top of the
Snow is on the
mountain
top.
has snow,
No.
right? And if we pay close attention to it, we can see that it's really white and all of that. Over time, over time. All right, let's settle down. Let's settle down. Over time, they are losing the amount of snow on the mountain because of global warming. So it's getting warmer and warmer. So the amount of snow is the size of the cap is
Getting smaller.
reducing. Yes, but it is still snow capped. Can you imagine that in the a
Hot
continent
place.
like Africa that is associated
Hot
with
place.
hot heat has snow cap, but this is due to what? Altitude. So
Altitude.
what is altitude?
Height above
Altitude.
sea level. Sea
Height
level.
Above sea,
height above.
sea
Sea
level.
level.
All right. All right. There's one other place that we need to be aware of as well.
Ali.
Now this place is in Ecuador. Anybody remembers the name of this place?
No, sir.
Sir, it starts with a P.
Starts with Q. Anybody remembers that place?
No, sir.
All right. So let's go back to the screen. Look at this. What's the name of the place?
Q.
Quitter.
I can't pronounce it properly, but
Yes.
whatever the place is, some say Quito, some, and I guess because it's Spanish, it may have a completely different pronunciation. I could have just killed the name completely a while ago. But however we want to pronounce it, the spelling is Quito, and it's in
Yes,
Ecuador. And look at this. Right now, it is 10
Degrees
degrees
Celsius.
Celsius.
So it's close to the equator.
And it is close to the equator. How does this place that is so close to the equator have weather like this, 10 degrees Celsius?
Yes,
So
sir.
Remember that we need zero for freezing to take place. You know? So this is
Yes,
just
sir.
10 degrees above freezing. So that means that I could be in the bottom of the fridge, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I could be in the bottom of a fridge, like. So what's happening? How we explain this?
Altitude.
The altitude. So here we have, look at this. You see, this has now to do with weather. So let's pay attention. It's giving me the date. It's giving me the day and the time. It's telling me the conditions. Look. So it's partly cloudy. Remember when we were talking about that?
Yes, sir.
Good. It tells me the degrees. Right? Telling me the degrees in Celsius. I guess I could click over to Fahrenheit, and you see that when you switch over to Fahrenheit, how cold is it now? Or what's the temperature now?
50 below 0.
No, man, not 50 below. It's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. But let's
Yes,
keep it in Celsius. And the precipitation, well, maybe the chance of precipitation is 24%. The humidity is at 93%. That's high. The wind is at 10 kilometers per hour. Hold on. I wonder if we could just jump back now to the Beaufort wind scale on the other side of the page and set 10. What type of what's the description for that? Storm 10 kilometers per hour.
Light breeze, sir.
Okay, so that's a light breeze.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So do you see from this that altitude can determine how what? How cool a place is. So the
Yes.
height above sea level also is important in determining how cool a place is. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hold on now. Let's switch back. Good. All right. So let's continue now. We go now to page 38, where we start our unit review. All right. And you guys can do some more research on other places in the world that experience that type of weather situation based on the altitude.
Yes, sir.
So let's do some matching now. So on one side, we have column A, on the other, we have column B, and we're going to match these things. So we have satellites, high, hygrometer, barometer, octa, rain gauge, thermometer, anemometer, millimeters, wind vane, and degrees. On the other side, now I'm going to call and you're going to match. So satellites match with what?
E.
Source
Good.
of weather information.
Source of weather information. So satellites are really one source of weather information.
Yes, sir.
Continue. What about hygrometer?
Measures
Measure humidity.
It measures.
Humidity.
Humidity.
All right. Next one. Tell me.
measures air
Measures
pressure.
air pressure.
Measures air pressure.
All right.
Rain gauge
Rain gauge.
No, sir.
measures the amount of
Measures the
UV
amount
of cloud cover.
Mm-hmm.
Sir,
Let me. Which one are you at? Rain gauge is what
Thermometer.
letter?
octa.
H.
H.
Rain gauge.
No, sir.
I,
I
I,
Oh, okay. Thermometer.
measure the A.
thermometer F.
Measures temperature. A. Measures temperature.
A,
Yes.
Oh
A.
yeah.
Anemometer.
Measures
A,
wind speed.
All right. Millimeters.
Rainfall is
Rainfall
rainfall
is
is
measured
measured
in
Rainfall is measured in that. What about the wind vane
shows direction
shows
of
those
direction of the
direction of
wind.
the wind.
and degrees?
temperature
Temperature
is
is
measured.
Temperature is measured in
So we use octa.
Octa. Okay, so that would be the only one that is left is what?
Units used to measure
units amount of cloud cover.
The amount of the cloud cover. All right, so a person who studies the weather is
meter.
Meteorologist.
a
Meteorologist.
place where warm air is rising has what type of?
Low pressure.
It's a
low
low
pressure.
pressure
Oh,
area.
yes.
Good. A prediction of the weather will be what?
Weather
Weather
Will be like a
forecast.
weather forecast. The amount of water vapor in the air is called what?
Humidity.
Humidity.
Humidity. The temperature at which moist air becomes saturated and forms dew is called what?
dew
Dew point.
Dew
Viewpoint.
point. Let's go with the symbols now. The first one,
Moderate breeze.
the second one going from left to right.
Calm.
Next one,
Strong breeze.
one at the bottom left.
Gale.
And finally, we have what?
Hurricane.
I have stormy. All right, fair enough. Let's go. Number 17,
7.
page 39.
A.
All right.
A. Cold.
I see that our time is up. It's now 9 o'clock. But can we finish this page, at least this page?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right. So let's go. Number 17, what's your answer?
A. Cold.
A,
The climate at the top of a mountain would be
Cold.
cold. All right.
Cold.
At noon in summer near the equator, the sun is
Oh,
Almost overhead.
almost
almost
overhead.
overhead.
Head.
White, fluffy clouds that you see in fair weather are what type of clouds?
Cumulus.
Cumulus.
Cumulus. Why we can't say cirrus?
Sir, serious Or
Let's see it. Darian, go ahead.
sir, serious clothes are like
Tiny.
trans are thin,
Hmm?
Yeah,
white.
thin, wispy,
Whispering.
look like
Clouds.
feathers.
Yes.
All right. So that description of fluffy and cirrus, they don't match. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
No, sir.
Number 20,
Stratus.
Clothes that are
Stratus.
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 All right. So let's go now. When John left home, it was sunny. After
after
walking for a few minutes, it began to rain. Which of the following
just
best describes what happens? There is a
Weather.
change
weather.
in the
Weather.
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 weather. How do we define weather again?
It's the
Daily conditions in the
it's
atmosphere.
like a
It's the condition of the atmosphere at a specific time
Time or
and a
place.
specific
Specific
place,
place.
and
Place.
it can change. So I could leave out right now going to Maypen, and in the day it hot like fire. But by the time I get to Maypen, listen man, rain is falling, cats and dogs. All right, all right. Where are we? Number what?
20.
21.
No,
No, man, we
22.
just answered 21, so 22.
22.
Which of the following group shows elements of weather? Only elements of weather. Let me hear from
B.
Corey.
C.
Corey?
Rain, sunshine, and wind.
See, sir.
Not hearing from Corey.
Rain,
C.
sunshine.
Why we can't use D? Somebody tell me.
Sir,
Because humidity is not a part of it.
Humidity is not an element of
weather.
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 All right, let's go then. Which of the following best describes cirrus clouds?
B.
Beehive.
White with thread
With
light.
White,
thread light.
wispy. All right, very good. The places on the Blue Mountain slopes are cooler than the plains because of the.
Altitude.
Altitude.
All right, number 25. Climate can be affected by all of the following except.
Latitude.
Latitude.
Really?
No,
Long
sir.
distance.
Altitude.
Long,
What's the answer?
Distance.
Altitude.
Longitude. Remember, latitude is the distance away from the equator, angular distance away from the equator. However, longitude is angular distance away from prime meridian. Hold. Meridians mean what? Midday lines. So meridian helps to tell us the what? Time.
Time.
But latitude helps to tell us our climatic zone.
Zone.
Got that?
yes,
Yes, sir.
All right. And we have some other questions here, some short answer questions that I will leave you to complete. All right.
Yes.
Next
Yes,
time when we meet, what do we move on to now?
unit
Forces.
Unit
Forces.
6. And what is Unit 6 about?
Forces.
All about forces.
Forces.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. Let me see. We did about 40 minutes. So that's not too bad. Started off a little late. But thanks for your effort nonetheless. I hope that this is helping and I hope that it will reflect in your mock exam scores. Okay? Take the time to go over your work on a daily basis because practice makes
Perfect.
perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for joining tonight. Yes, go ahead quickly.
Here.
Yes, sir.
So when is Mark 4 beginning?
I'm not certain just yet when Mach 4 will
When is Mark
start.
4 beginning?
As I said, I'm not 100. I'm not 100% certain when it will begin, but just continue preparing yourself. When you get the results of Mach 3 later this week, make sure that you go over everything and you're getting yourself ready for Mach 4 because Mach 4 is the final one and then it's GSAT. How many days we have left?
23.
23 days as of tomorrow. All right, so don't take it lightly. When we get to school, don't allow anybody to distract you. You have a purpose, so fulfill that purpose. Good night, everyone.
good night.